So no PTI?
No PTI.
She knows about it, right?
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry.
Morning, Miss Hutcherson. It's Hutcherson. So you no interest?
The courtroom doors swing open one after another. Defendants step up to face the judge. It's a day packed with tension, emotion, and consequences. From D'Angelo Hutcherson's probation violation to Tatiana Green's quiet but painful plea, every story unfolds with real stakes. The judge's tone sets the room, calm, firm, but unforgiving. You can feel the weight of justice in every pause, every look, every sentence spoken. And as the first defendant
doing the
stands
PTI
trembling,
program.
the question
She's currently
echoes,
in the
how did they all
PTI
end up here?
program.
Oh, she was removed?
Yes.
Oh,
I didn't have a.
got it. Nope, yeah, too late. Okay, so Ms. Hutcherson, you've worked out an agreement where they're offering you 3 days in jail, credit for the 1 day that you've done. You need to understand, ma'am, yeah, I just see that removed. You need to understand that this DWI will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. You need to understand that if you ever get pulled over, an officer is going to look at your history. They're going to see this DWI. If you smell like alcohol or dope, it's not going to go well. You know, the other thing, what we're doing today, it's not going to, I mean, you're looking at a minimum of 30 days in jail from now on for whatever you pick up. So no more proverbial slaps on the wrist. You understand? You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses, test on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, it will stay on your record. You can never take it off. This is what you want to do. How do you plead to the offense, man? Guilty or not guilty? I will find you guilty. I will send you to the agreement. What do you do for a living, man?
I work as a receptionist.
And how much money do you make?
I bring home
I want you to understand something, ma'am, that, you know, DWI is big business. There's a $3,000 surcharge that usually is tacked on when you pick up a DWI. And when you get a second DWI, it's a $6,000 surcharge. And if you don't pay it, you go to jail for every $100 that you owe. You understand? I will waive your fees now. I'm not, it's next time, it's around $7,000 you're going to be walking out. So if you want to get lit, just don't get into a car. $20 a button will take you anywhere you want to go. All right. Good luck.
Thank you, Judge.
Run it. Oh, I have to suspend your license. I'm suspending it for 180 days. You are Aziel Gracia.
Sir.
Mr. Gracia, you. So
He's charged with, I've never seen this before, Judge, but he's charged with violating a bond condition.
yeah, I mean, I've certainly seen it.
And,
It's either
It's not a protective order, it's a bond condition.
right because they can't make the protective order case because it's been more than 61 days,
Had
right?
nothing to do with the protective order, Judge.
So yeah, right. I get it.
It was a different situation completely. Had nothing to do with family violence.
Get there. So you're charged in violation of a bond condition / protective order. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you, sir. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you. So before we start, was he in a PTI? Is that why this case is 1,000 days old?
Yes, sir. He just has a few BIP classes left to finish the PTI.
Okay. Okay, go for it.
Judge. The officer was dispatched to a business in Harris County, Texas, in response to a disturbance. Upon arrival, the officer observed the defendant grab another male aggressively, and the officer conducted a search on the defendant's person and found a loaded gun in the front pocket. The defendant is currently on bond for an assault family violence and has bond conditions in place prohibiting from possessing a firearm.
Yeah, all right. Mr. Gracia, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward on the bond conditions. State, what's your position as far as he's in a PTI? He's now picked up a new case. Mr. Gracia, I want you to know that we take these bond conditions extremely serious.
Sir.
You don't, though. This is not your first VPO. This is not your first violation of bond condition. You don't get it. No means no. Doesn't mean maybe. Doesn't mean I'm going to a high crime area. No means no. And now there are consequences. Stephen.
Judge, can I tell you a little bit about the case?
Sure.
You know, just to explain to you what happened. he was at his business. He owns a trucking company. He hired somebody who he said he took a chance on him because he's has a sketchy record, convicted felon. It didn't work out within a couple of days, so he ended up firing the individual. The individual refused to leave the premises or refused to accept it. So he started threatening him. He went inside. The individual started trying to damage the trucks. So at that point, he was fearful. He went and retrieved a firearm that he knew was hidden in the vehicle. I'm sorry, in there. I understand, Judge.
It's about the worst thing that you can do. Imagine if you use the firearm. Who gets charged with murder? Mr. Gracia? Who has now dug themselves into a potential 50-year hole? We have a case like that today where a meager argument, someone who's charged with assault is now charged with murder because of a silly ass, stupid ass argument. Now dude is sitting in custody with a $250,000.
And he's been punished at this point, Judge. He's been punished for violating the bond by getting an entire new case on that. So as far as him going into custody for violating the bond condition, I would hope that you would take that into consideration, the fact that he has gotten punished on the bond violation already, and the fact that he's already had to hire a new attorney for two cases at this point, and it's probably going to affect the other case. So I would hope that you would continue supervision on that, just taking that into consideration.
I truly appreciate your position, but you have an assault from 2019 of a family member. The following year, you pick up a violation of a protective order or bond condition. Now you have another assault that they were even, what the hell you're looking over there? Was it Jesus over there? You already have an assault of a family member that was dismissed as it is. You were lucky enough to even have this kind of an agreement where they're willing to dismiss a second assault of a family member, and now you pick up another violation of a bond condition. Eric, he doesn't get it.
I understand, Judge.
You don't get it. And now I have to show you we mean business. I think that you are utter and complete danger to public safety. And I will do everything in my power to protect my public in every single way. Because the last thing I want is you to pick up a murder case like we have here this morning. Someone else goes with you.
Judge, one more thing. There's a bond condition on there that he's not allowed to return to that address. That address is his business. It's his place of business. The other person has no right to that address. Like, hasn't worked for the last week and a half because there's a bond condition, I'm assuming from the magistrate, that doesn't allow him to go back to that business.
Show me proof.
I'd like to.
The judge listens carefully, one case after another. The courtroom turns into a carousel of regret. Mr. Gracia speaks softly, hoping for leniency. His defense pleads for time, but the facts speak louder. Then comes Mr. Torres, trying to explain away his violation. His lawyer struggles to hold his composure. Next up is Mr. Peterson. His charge is serious, his voice shaking. The judge gives him one last chance but warns, any slip, and it's over. The entire room watches as each defendant faces their reality. No scripts, no second takes, just judgment and consequence.
You know, the proper, and you need to advise, the proper way to do things is you call the cops. Really, I mean, that's, if you own the business, you show it. I mean, how easy would it have been to just call police?
I mean, he has a right to defend his property and
not while the case is open. He does, but not in that manner.
It's one of those things where things happen quick and you have to make a decision. And when we're talking about trucks that are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars and things like that.
911, man, really.
How long do they take to get there, Judge? So
okay. They will still take his ass to jail, and then, you try to get restitution or whatnot. But
so as far as the bond goes, can you set him a bond today?
Of course.
And Judge, we've contacted Conrad because it's his case, but I just want to confirm that bond has been revoked for his prior case. Is that correct?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. On the assault, I'm revoking it.
Yes, Judge.
Looks like they set the bond at 20,000 on the new case.
Yes, Judge.
I'm going to
because he's already posted that bond. He's already hired me. He hired me on the other case as well. There's a motion to sub in your queue that I need you to sign as well.
I'll sign it for you.
I'd ask that you set that new bond at $500. it's tough for the family, Judge. I mean, at this point, he hasn't worked in 2 weeks. He's trying to get back on his feet. He did everything properly. He didn't go back to the location because of the bond condition.
I'm not doing $500. I mean, I was thinking that was going to mirror the same one. I was put it at
And that would be
20,000.
his next position to mirror.
So he understands that we mean business, you know, if he's unable to bond out, I'm always willing to talk after a couple days, you know, but I want him to understand that we take it absolutely serious. And when you go in over there with a gun with the intent to do some serious damage, hell no, no way, no. And I think that making it 20,000, what the other one is, hopefully it'll get his attention.
Okay, would you
But like I
consider
said, look,
10,000?
like I'm not out for blood, Eric, you know, so if he's unable to, after some time, come back, and I'm not talking weeks, but you know, a couple days, so he realizes that we mean business.
So we're talking about 2 weeks minimum. So would you consider giving 10,000?
Well, remember, I Zoom, so you can be in Abu Dhabi. I'm still, well, here,
His mom's present, so let me talk to her.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. You were Samuel Torres. Mr. Torres, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. It's elevated to a Class A misdemeanor because of the high blow, so you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On November 14th, 2024, the officers observed the defendant's motor vehicle make a wide right turn at an intersection with a dividing concrete median, accelerate at a high rate of speed from the intersection, failed to maintain a single lane, moving halfway into the center lane before returning to the outside lane, cross over a solid white line into a bike lane before returning to the lane, and the officer observed other cars in the area at the time, rendering the failure to maintain a single lane dangerous to the other motor vehicles. The defendant's motor vehicle stopped at a red light and remained stopped after the light turned green, obstructing traffic, and the officer then initiated a traffic stop once the defendant's motor vehicle finally proceeded through the intersection. The officers had to travel approximately 0.5 miles from the original location as the defendant continued to drive. The officer made contact with the defendant, the driver, and the officer observed bloodshot eyes, an odor of an alcoholic beverage, and the defendant stated he did not immediately pull over because he lives at the apartment complex where the traffic stop was eventually performed and did not want his vehicle towed. The defendant stated he was coming from his sister's house, and the officer observed the defendant using the motor vehicle to regain balance. The defendant stated he had one Long Island liquor drink that he was currently consuming inside the motor vehicle, and the officer found a frozen daiquiri still frozen and half consumed on the passenger side of the floorboard.
So he's drinking while driving?
Yes, Judge. And the officers performed standard field sobriety test, HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 7 out of 8, one leg stand 3 out of 4. The defendant was read the DIC, consented to breath. The results were 0.151 and 0.160.
Mr. Torres, do you have a Texas driver license?
Yes, sir, I do.
I'm now taking away your privilege to drive. You are not allowed to drive at all for any reason. And I don't give a rat's behind what your excuse is. If I find that you drive, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing up to 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you get into a car and drive. Do you understand?
Yes,
From
sir.
now on, you'll be taking the Dodge Patas. This is an affidavit that you're going to be signing with me today, promising me. And I don't care what your excuse is. If there's a burning building with 50 kittens you have to save, you get into a car and drive, we will have issues. I'm also ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I will randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or illegal drugs, likewise, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds, sir. Any priority to be eyes, Alex? How old are you, sir?
Mid-3.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a mechanic.
How much money do you make a month?
About 24 right now.
Who do you live with?
My wife, my sister, my daughter.
Who else in the house works?
Just me.
Apply for an appointed lawyer, sir. So help me. Any issue, Mr. Torres, if I set your bond $5,000 to $10,000 and you ain't got anyone to pony up that kind of money, you will be stuck like Chuck until this case is over with. Make wise decisions while you're out there, because if you don't, I'm going to keep you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you mind giving me an application, please? Have you application for an appointed lawyer? I need you to fill out everything. Don't just put zeros because I'm going to send it right back to you. I'll have you sign a reset with Victoria. You're going to have to meet with Fleischer for your bond conditions. Then we'll have you take a seat in the jury box.
Vasquez, Guillermo.
Jaquan Peterson.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Peterson, you're charged with reckless driving. You're facing up to 30 days and or a $500 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On November 14th, 2024, the officer was part of a task force with the main focus being hostile street takeovers and racers. A large group of motor vehicles were meeting at the 11700 East Freeway in a parking lot in Harris County, Texas, when the officer observed the defendant's motor vehicle enter an area of the parking lot and began to spin his...
Si tú hablas, te pongo en la cárcel. Okay, sorry, please,
Would you like me to start from the beginning, Judge?
please.
Yes, Judge. On November 14th, 2024, the officer was part of a task force with the main focus being hostile street takeovers and racers. A large group of motor vehicles were meeting at the 11700 East Freeway in a parking lot when the officer observed the defendant's motor vehicle enter an area of the parking lot and begin to spin his rear tires with a loud screeching noise. The defendant's motor vehicle did several donuts, losing control of the rear end within 10 to 15 feet of other motor vehicles making up the pit. The officer observed the defendant's motor vehicle complete approximately 2 to 3 donuts, and a traffic stop was initiated. The officer made contact with the defendant, the driver and sole occupant, and the defendant admitting to doing donuts.
Run his NCIC. Does he have any other cases like?
By mid-session, tension peaks. Miss Potter wipes her eyes as the charges are read aloud. The judge's voice stays steady, reminding her of what's at stake. Then, Tatiana Green steps forward. Her story of family, struggle, and addiction captures the room. The judge offers compassion but not exemption. You need change, not excuses. Mr. Martinez follows his lawyer attempts to negotiate, but the evidence is clear. The judge's patience thins, her message sharp. This is your life. Decide what it's worth. Every defendant walks out changed, some hopeful, others broken.
Mr. Pearson, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Can you imagine if you start doing these donuts, you hit and kill someone? Who gets charged with murder? These are things you must consider when you're out there in the free world. You think before you act, think before you speak, because actions may be your last.
And Your Honor, he has no other open cases or criminal history.
Do you have a Texas driver license? Do you have liability insurance in your name? Can you run this license,
It's
please?
eligible, Your Honor.
I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to participate in activities like this again. No reckless driving, donuts, street takeovers, racing. If I find that you do, the first thing I'm going to do is take your privilege to drive away from you. And the next thing I will do is I will put you in jail. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
610. The freeways, toll roads, parking lots. This isn't the right way to put. You don't do this over there. And I'm going to tell you now, the Texas legislature has made it extremely easy for DAs across Texas to seize and take cars for individuals who participate in these types of actions. And I've had defendants come here with their cars seized, $50,000 trucks taken because of these types of actions. So be careful out there, because not only can you next time go to jail, but you may lose that very car that you had. Can you file those conditions, please? No donuts, reckless driving, etc. We are going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I'm going to have you sign a reset with Victoria. After that, we will have you take a seat in jury box while we get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it, and then you'll be free to go. When you come back, please have a lawyer, sir.
Judge Potter, page 16.
Hey. Robert Potter. Mr. Potter, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On November 17th, 2024, at 1:10 a.m. in the morning, officers conducted a traffic stop on the defendant's motor vehicle after observing it traveling at a high rate of speed, 67 miles per hour in a 45 mile per hour zone. Upon contact, the officer observed the defendant to be the driver and sole occupant and observed him with slurred speech, strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, and bloodshot, glassy eyes. The defendant admitted to drinking and scored himself as a 5 on a 1 to 10 intoxication scale. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted, HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 7 out of 8, one leg stand 2 out of 4. The officer observed the defendant to be disoriented, drowsy, had slow and sluggish reactions, was uncoordinated, unsteady, as well as disoriented during the tests. An inventory search of the defendant's vehicle revealed a 12-pack of 12-ounce Modelo's in the back seat, as well as a 6-pack of 14-ounce Michelob Ultra with 1 container left. The DICs were read and the defendant consented to breath, the results being 0.097 and 0.099.
Is there any evidence that he's consuming while he's driving?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Potter, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Do you have a valid Texas driver license? Do you have valid liability insurance
Yes, sir.
in your name?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure? Can you run his license, please? Any prior DWIs?
No, Your Honor.
I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond, Mr. Potter, not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or any illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication, I will put you in jail. No more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
How old are you, sir?
19.
What do you do for a living?
Gold maker. Work. Never find.
How much money do you make a month? We're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I will have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. I'll get you with Fleischer for your bond conditions. And after that, you'll be free to go. Be careful. Don't use. I don't care what your excuse is. If I find that you're using, there's a one-way trip. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, man. Come on.
All right, Judge, next is
You said paid at 8?
page 8.
Okay. Tatiana Green. Good morning. Ms. Green, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you. Okay.
The complainant and the defendant have been married for 3 years. On November 17th, 2024, officers were dispatched to a welfare check at a residence in Harris County, Texas, where the officers met with the complainant, who stated that the defendant and the complainant were having marriage issues due to the defendant cheating. The complainant stated that on November 17th, he observed the complainant laying on the couch he observed the defendant laying on the couch talking to another man on the phone. An argument then ensued. The complainant stated the defendant grabbed a curtain rod and hit him twice on the leg while he was laying in bed. The complainant stated he called 911 because he was worried about safety and needed help. Just before the officers arrived, the defendant bit the complainant's left arm, causing pain. The officer observed the injury on the complainant's arm.
Do we know if he wants to have contact with her?
I'll read the RIF, but RIF was performed, so.
Okay. Ms. Green, it looks like a protective order has been issued in this case. Get to know it. If you violate it, the state will file additional charges against you. A violation of protective order, it's one of the worst cases you can pick up. Until I know that he wants to have contact with you, I'm barring you from having any contact with this person. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. So it appears that the complainant does not want contact and the complainant is moving out in order to make sure no
Got it.
contact.
Okay, do you have a child with this person?
No, sir.
Great. I don't want to talk about the case.
It's not about the case. The apartment that we have together is my apartment, but right now, since I got out, I've been at my grandma's.
So for now, right, this bars you from going to the Westmead place, right? So you need a lawyer to represent you in this case. You need a lawyer to represent you in this case, ma'am. Do you work?
I do work. I just started working. Whenever I was in court for like,
You get a lawyer for the magistration.
I didn't talk to anyone,
Okay, so what kind of money do you make a month?
nothing right now.
How do you support yourself? Okay. Did you want to apply for a court-appointed lawyer, ma'am?
Yes.
The other option is you can go hire one. What would you like? Okay. Actually, I have one. So I have an affidavit already filled out. So what we'll do is I'll have you just sign a receipt with Victoria. I'll have you sign here the order for protection, and then we'll have you take a seat. Don't leave until you sign our additional bond conditions, and then we'll have you talk to the lawyer here momentarily.
Okay.
Okay, please, ma'am.
It was already signed, Judge.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah, we just need to sign the reset, and then we'll have you take a seat. No, come up. But no, the deal is that he's moving out, she's moving out.
He is moving out, and he previously told the prosecutor on the case that he has a new place, but I see on the MOAB that it does list the apartment that belongs to the
Got it.
defendant. Yes.
Okay, I want you to go back, but I want to make sure that the person is out first. Because I don't want you to go back, he's there and boom, just,
Don't talk about the facts of the case, just talk
No,
about
no,
this
no.
situation. Yeah.
My lease is up on the 7th of December, so I'm okay. I just need to get my personal belongings.
But if he's not living there, Your Honor, I mean,
I just don't know if he's still there.
I can reach out to him.
Do you mind real quick?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, they're gonna try to reach
Sure.
out to him real quick to see if he's still there. If he's not, and he's gone,
He's still there.
until what day?
Until December 2nd.
Oh, okay.
is he on the lease too?
No, I mean, he doesn't have to leave. I'm with my grandma. I'm okay. I'm okay.
Sure?
Yes. Yes,
Well, is there also,
I don't want to exclude you from your own home.
is there a no contact too?
it's okay because
Yes, Judge. Yes.
Did a no contact because he
Wants a
doesn't,
no contact?
Yeah.
it's over. Allegedly.
Till next month?
I don't know. You never know. Time heals, right?
Okay, so you're for sure not going back there. He's
I haven't
gonna,
been back.
but what about December 2nd when he leaves? Do you need to go back? You said December 2nd he's getting out of there?
Well, he gonna communicate with my mom and my sister. That's how we've been conversing.
So let's do this. I'm gonna have Alex reach out to him. At a minimum, let's see when he's gonna go out. That way you have an idea. He's gone and you can go back because
Can your family go get your stuff if need be?
Yeah, I mean,
probably a lot of
And
stuff.
the reason we're bringing this up is because if you go to that address
I know,
and he calls the cops,
I know.
even if he tells you, invites you,
Mhm.
even if he's gone,
Mhm.
you will get
I
charged
know.
with a new charge, and I don't want that happening. So if he's out December 2nd's his last day, do you want to come back to court December 3rd? And we can,
I have to remove that residence restriction off. So if you go back, you don't get in trouble.
You don't have to do because I'm about to move. My lease is over.
right, but who's gonna
And-
get your stuff out of there?
But it's because it's only right that he lives the rest there because he paid the rent for this month.
Okay, well, I'm just trying to
I
get
understand.
her to get her stuff out without getting in trouble.
I'm gonna get it. My sister will get it for me. They don't-
Okay,
Ms. Green, you've got a great lawyer. If you ever need anything, reach out to Greg.
Yes, sir.
Greg knows how to get a hold of me and we can always work something out.
Yes, sir.
Just the worst possible thing you can do is take matters into your own hands, go over there, or because you'll end up picking up a new charge and then things will really go sideways quick. So just please don't. If you ever have any questions, reach out to Greg, he'll always talk to you and yeah, I mean, we're always here as well.
Okay.
We live here. So
okay, so then just I'll do a regular reset, and if you need something moved up, let me know and I'll get you here.
Okay.
Okay?
okay, all right, man. Good
All
luck.
right.
Am I able to leave?
Not yet, I'm gonna give you a reset.
Let's get you the reset
Yeah,
and all the paperwork.
All right, thank you, Judge.
Okay, thanks, Greg. Anna, do you speak English, sir?
Flores José Antonio.
Acérquese aquí al centro. Solamente mire el juez y le contesta con respeto en español.
Sí, claro que sí.
Florencio Martinez Vázquez Guillermo
Sí,
Guillermo, yes, solo mire el juez.
charged with driving while intoxicated.
Solo mire el juez,
sí,
por favor.
sí.
You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine.
De dormir.
We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney appointed if you cannot afford one, sir.
Para usted, si usted no puede pagar
Yes,
por su propio. Solo quédese mirando al juez, por
Sí,
favor.
sí, sí.
On November 17th, 2024, the officer conducted a traffic stop after observing the defendant's motor vehicle run a red light. Upon contact with the defendant, who was the driver and sole occupant of the vehicle, the officer observed the defendant with bloodshot eyes and a moderate odor of an alcoholic beverage. The defendant admitted to drinking and advised that he was coming from a party. Standard field sobriety tests were performed. HGN, 6 out of 6. Walk and turn, 5 out of 8. One leg stand, 2 out of 4. Inventory search of the vehicle reveals one open 12-ounce bottle of Modelo.
Drinking while driving.
Al estar manejando,
DICs were read
advertencias aplicarias se
and the
leyó,
defendant
y la
consented
que
to
se dio
correct.
consentimiento prevalente.
The results
Los
being
resultados
.122
siendo
and
1.122
.126.
y .126.
Mr. Vasquez Guillermo, I'm going to find that there's
Vamos a
probable
hallar que hay
cause.
causa razonable para
Case.
continuar adelante.
Tell me, are you a United States citizen?
Solo mira el juez, por
Are
favor.
you in this country with or without permission?
Eso sin permiso.
No, sin permiso.
No, without permission.
What happens if you go to jail?
¿Qué pasa si usted va a una cárcel? Acérquese, señor,
Sí.
y no me mire, por
Sí.
favor, solo al juez. ¿Qué pasa si usted va a una cárcel?
No, pues, no sé. No
Well, I
sé.
don't know.
Are you in this country with
¿Está en este
or without permission?
o sin permiso?
O sea, entré con permiso, me quedé.
I entered with permission, but I stayed, I remained.
If you go to jail
Usted va a una cárcel.
and immigration finds you, Mr. Vasquez, they will put a detainer on you and you will be stuck in
Yeah.
custody until this case is over with. And then you will be shipped off to immigration where you will sit for another 6 to 9 months waiting for immigration to do whatever they're going to do. I would hope that you recognize it's elementary that you're not to have alcohol in the car while you're driving. And it is a minimum of 5 days in jail to any sentence you get
Que usted reciba.
Sí,
if they allege the open container. I will tell you now that immigration sweeps it every single day. So if you spend more than 6 hours in custody, you'll be stuck like Chuck with an immigration detainer. I am now putting conditions on your bond, and if I find that you violate these conditions, you will go to jail in a moment's notice. And I don't care if you're kicking and screaming.
sí,
Do you understand?
¿Entiende, señor? Sí, señor o no, señor.
sí, sí, entiendo.
You are
Yes, yes.
not allowed
Usted no
to
está
drive. And you will be signing with me today a promise that you're not going to drive. I don't care what your excuse is. If I find that you drive, to jail you will go.
cárcel irá usted.
Likewise, I'm ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. You will be randomly tested. If you test positive for alcohol or drugs, likewise, you will go into jail.
De igual manera la va a ir a una cárcel.
Ujú. Está bien, está bien.
That's fine, that's fine.
Any priority to be eyes?
No, Your Honor.
Ninguno. Solo mire el juez, por favor.
Sí.
Entienda eso.
Sí,
We are going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I will have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. This is an affidavit. I'm going to tell you now, Mr. Vasquez, look at me.
Míreme,
This is the only
es la única
warning you will get from me.
recibir de parte mía.
One violation whatsoever. I'm going to keep you with me.
Voy a mantenerlo usted conmigo.
Do you understand?
¿Entendió eso, señor?
sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
Okay, come up here, swear to us that you're not to drive. We'll get you to Victoria and then we'll get you with Fleischer for your bond condition.
All right, Judge, next is page 22, White.
Good morning, Ms. White. Ma'am, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Yes, Judge. The complainant and the defendant are married. On November 16th, the officer was dispatched to a residence in Harris County, Texas, in reference to an assault. The officer met with the complainant, who stated the defendant and him had a verbal altercation that began the night prior, due to the defendant thinking the complainant was talking to another woman on the phone. The complainant stated he tried to sleep, but the defendant wouldn't stop arguing. The complainant stated that he slept in a separate bedroom, but the defendant came into the bedroom at 5 a.m. and started yelling at him, accusing him of cheating. The complainant stated he tried to walk out when the defendant struck him with a closed fist right between his eyes, causing him to feel pain and discomfort. The complainant stated he feared for his life and had no other choice but to call 911.
Okay, Ms. White, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Do we know if he wants to have contact with her?
Let me see if a rip has been done, Your Honor.
Please.
No rip has been done, Your Honor.
Okay. I don't know if he wants to have contact with you, so until I know, I'm ordering you not to have contact with this person. A protective order has been issued in this case. I would suggest you get to know it, because if you violate the protective order, the state can and will file additional charges against you, a violation of a protective order, and it's one of the worst cases that you can pick up. Do you understand, man? So you're not to have contact with this person and not to be in possession of any weapons. Do you work, ma'am?
I do.
What do you do for a living?
I'm school bus driver,
What kind of money do you make a month?
$1,000 a month.
Okay, we're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. I'll have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, we'll just have you take a seat in the jury box. So we'll get your bond convinced, you'll have you sign it, and then you'll be free to go, man. Okay? Please. So no contact, no weapons, please. You were Aaron Durden?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Durden, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
On November 14th, 2024, the officer was on a traffic stop in Harris County, Texas, with emergency lights activated when he heard an engine roaring of a performance motor vehicle and observed the defendant's Lamborghini on the feeder road traveling at least double the speed of moving traffic with a posted speed limit of 45 miles per hour. The officer observed the defendant's motor vehicle swerve in the feeder lanes and enter South Highway at a very high rate of speed without signaling a lane change. The officer terminated his traffic stop and attempted to catch the defendant. The officer observed the defendant's motor vehicle turning into a bar and initiated a traffic stop. The officer approached the motor vehicle and observed the odor of brakes and engine burning from aggressive driving. The officer observed the defendant to be the operator of the motor vehicle sitting behind the wheel and observed a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage and watery eyes. The defendant stated he was coming from Captain Tom's and standard field sobriety tests were started. The defendant then complained he had poor balance, and the defendant fumbled through his wallet trying to find his Texas driver's license and stalled when answering where he was coming from. The defendant was searched and the officer found a receipt from a bar in the defendant's short pocket, and HEN eventually was conducted, finding 6 out of 6 clues. Walk and turn and one leg stand were refused. The D was read the DIC, but refused blood. A search warrant was obtained and executed.
Right, Mr. Durden, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to drive any vehicle that doesn't have an ignition interlock on it. That is a blow and go that you put on your car to make sure that you don't have alcohol when you get into a car. If I find that you drive a car that doesn't have one, I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, Judge.
I'm also ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and I will randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or illegal drugs, likewise, you will go to jail. No more PR bonds for you, sir.
Yes, Judge.
Understand that we send notice to DPS in Austin so that any and all officers know if you get pulled over, you're to be driving a vehicle that has an interlock. And if you drive one that doesn't, they will immediately take you to jail. So beware that the all-seeing eye knows. You understand?
Yes, Judge.
We're going to give you time to hire lawyers. So I'm going to have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. You will then get with Fleischer for your bond conditions. And after that, you'll be free to go. All right?
Judge.
Okay. Please. Hi, Billy.
What do you say?
Jose Antonio Guzman Flores. So you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. we're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
The complainant and the defendant are in a dating relationship. On November 16th, 2024, the officer was dispatched to a residence in reference to a disturbance. The officer made contact with the complainant, who stated she and the defendant began to argue when she discovered the defendant gave her an STD. The argument began as verbal. The complainant wanted to leave, and the defendant grabbed the complainant's wrist and began to pull her. The defendant then grabbed the complainant's purse, which was wrapped around her waist, and then began to pull her hair. The complainant and the defendant separated when officers arrived. The defendant stated he did not put his hand on the complainant by grabbing her wrist, and pulling her because he wanted her to calm down. The officer observed an injury to the complainant matching her statement.
So you said pull the hair? Is that what you
He
said?
pulled her hair, yes, Your Honor.
And did you say that it hurt?
The complainant did state that she felt pain.
All right. Okay, Mr. Flores, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Do we know if she wants to have contact with him? Yay or nay?
A rip was performed, and let me see real quick.
Take your time. No rush. I don't see. All right, so
Does not appear she wants contact with the defendant, Your Honor.
no.
No
All right,
contact.
so, and I'm entering in what's called a magistrate's order for emergency protection. This is a court order that identifies Ms. Robles as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person. Commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within 200 feet of where she lives or where she works. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If you violate this court order, the state can and will file additional cases against you, a violation of a protective order, and it's one of the worst misdemeanor cases you can pick up. So just stay away. Don't have contact with her. If she texts you, don't reply. If she calls you from an unknown number, hang up the phone. Just don't have any contact and everything will be fine. How old are you, sir?
22.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a technician right now.
And what kind of money do you make a month?
Sorry?
How much money do you make a month?
3,500 a month
And who do you live with?
with my mom.
We're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I'm going to have you come up here. We'll have you sign for the order for protection. I'll have you sign a reset with Victoria. We're going to get you out of here to hire a lawyer. After that, I'll have you take a seat while we get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it. And after that, you'll be free to go. Okay? Come on. If you can file no contact and no weapons.
Yes, Judge.
Green.
The final case closes with Mr. White, facing years behind bars. The judge's gavel strikes firm, final, and echoing across the courtroom. The audience exhales. Justice, once again, has spoken, not with anger, but with absolute certainty. Each face tells a story, choices made, lives altered, and futures hanging by a thread. If this courtroom left you stunned, hit that like button. Share your thoughts below. And don't forget to subscribe for more real-life courtroom stories where truth, tension, and justice collide.